Welcome back, everyone. I'm Kyo,
And I'm Kel.
and we are the Manga Mommies, a podcast about everything to do with manga and sometimes our lives sprinkled a little bit in between. So, as always, would you kindly get a drink, take a seat, and let's chat? Because I have no drink today.
I got it
Yay!
covered, but we're not sponsored, so they don't get any. No
They get
advertising.
nothing.
No advertising for
No,
you.
no advertising. Don't even allow it.
It's a weird night, guys. It's a weird night.
And it's a weird week. It's a weird month. It's a weird. That's a weird
Life.
month. I'm not even go here yet. I'm not even go that far. I'm not gonna go that far.
See, I jumped right to life. I'm like, I'm just weird.
That's okay. As you can see, my lighting changes randomly. I've been trying to figure all that shit out. I got a tiny desk. So, if I look a little too bright or too yellow or too green or too purple or too whatever, I already know.
Too
Don't tell me.
beautiful.
Don't tell me. Thank you. I really work hard on the 2 seconds worth of makeup that I do just to do this so I don't look too overly brightly white. As some people would yell out on the beach. Call Ghostbusters! Goddamn time. I get it. I don't tan. I'm a pale white pasty girl who likes to read manga and stays in the dark. I'm a little gothic. It's okay. Anyway, today we'll be going over the topic, does fan fiction hurt the manga series? Or does it perhaps bring in more readers? Ooh, la, la, da, da.
I guess to start off, we should probably explain what fan fiction kind of actually is for those who aren't aware of it. So, fan fiction is a work of fiction based off a specific show or book or artwork that can be set in either an alternate universe or the universe's original content. It takes the characters from the original work and rewrites them into different scenarios, romances, or removes certain characters entirely, depending on how much I guess you hate them. Everyone's heard of Shakespeare, right? Early modern Renaissance English playwright who wrote some decently good plays. Well, turns out most of the stories in his plays were taken from other sources, including Beccario's Decameron, The Two Gentlemen from Verona, Grammaticus's Gesta Dentorum, Hamlet, and Brooks' The Tragic Story of Romeo and Juliet, just to name a couple. In manga, one of the types of fan fiction is called doujin manga, translated in kanji to same people. These works are often self-published and usually 18 plus and are rated. They can either be sold or published for free or given away online. You can find fan fiction of almost anything. Popular thing from a manga such as My Hero Academia, or even childhood manga such as Sailor Moon. You want to find a story about Sebastian and Grell living out their romance from Black Butler? I'm sure it's out there. Finding a good fanfic is akin to seeking the Holy Grail, way easier in theory than it is in practice. It's a quest that requires a great deal of patience and tolerance, surfing through the fics with the appallingly atrocious writing on all levels.
100% feel you on that atrocious writing. I've seen some shit and I've heard some other shit. A lot of shit. Ooh.
Yeah, there's been some where I'm like, hey, I'm right into it for the first chapter maybe, and then it's just like
Right. Pretty much. I mean, I mean, I do a lot of role playing. So I'm the hidden role player, like behind the camera kind of deal. Like, you don't know my real name, you don't know nothing. I mean, a lot of them do know me by Kyo. So, hi everyone. If you do know me, this is me. Not really. You'll never find me. Okay. Um, I'm very good at what I do. So like I have a slight fan base, so it's a whole thing. But I mean, the ultimate goal, and there is one, their ultimate goal for any writer is to create a great piece of art. Original artwork. Mwah. Think, oh God, no, never mind. I won't even use that example. That's a terrible example to even try to use. I was gonna try to use, 50 Shades of Grey, Twilight. It's not the best. That's not great. It wasn't great. I mean, in hindsight, they could have done a lot better. But yeah, any great writer can just get to that point and then they evolve and just a little bit of the fan fiction just grows, and at some point it kind of can spin off away from it, but it mostly just focuses on, you know, the total aspect of everything when it comes to it. I mean, there's there's a tool that not only authors can utilize, but also any writer. It'll help you loosen up your writer's block. It'll test out new characters. It shows a difference side of the manga you've already adored. I mean, it can flow pretty quickly when it comes to a bit of that. Um, However, just like I said a minute ago with my example, that was a bad example to put through it. That was my bad. Um, a good chunk of fan fiction out there doesn't seem to have the majority of readers to be worth. A lot of a lot of people will tell you that 90% of it is terrible, and finding a good fan fiction actually worth reading is like hunting in diamonds. And overall, some of those really good ones turn out to be never agains, because they're usually the ones that are like you're really into it, and then all of a sudden they got writer's block and you never hear from them again. And it's sad because you want to know. And I mean, overall, there isn't a great strong correlation between the two. Between the hatred of general fan fiction and the dislike of manga. Good fan fiction is about some sort of canon couple you can get excited for, more interested in manga. I mean, there's a lot of it out there. Um, there's sites and apps where you can read fan fiction, such as TV Tropes, Wattpad, uh, LiveJournal, Tumblr, and there's a lot more that I'm not going to bring into it that I know of that is rated a lot deeper. um, some fan fiction is just to simply express that and to share it with the audience, and some other audience members will be like, "Oh my god, I'm so happy these two couples are finally together," or "Oh my god, I'm so glad that this." For some reason, a lot of Harry Potter ones, a lot of Harry Potter. I know there's a lot of Harry Potter ones.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and some of it's kind of weird, but in a good weird. I mean, don't leave us.
We're not
Don't leave us
yucking the
because of
yum, we
me.
just don't understand it.
Well, I mean, I can understand some coupling, some of it I cannot, but that's here nor there with the teacher student combos. Throwing that out there.
I think that's the problem when the original piece of like work that you're working with has spanned from the time that you were a horny teenager to the time you became a horny adult, and then it just sort of amalgamated into bullshit in the middle. I think that's where we're at with a lot of the Harry Potter stuff.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because it's the
A lot
weird
of
kids who like really, really, really loved it in their teens that were like, now I'm a teacher and I understand how like this is like, the teacher's age kind of thing. It's like,
oh
okay,
yeah,
this is weird.
it's yeah.
But like you've
Like
been
I
on
said,
both sides of it, I guess.
there is good ones that really work, and then there are other ones where it's just you can tell that they're writing just off the top of their head. They're not even thinking about the plot. They're not thinking about the shoulds and shouldn'ts. They're not. They're just writing. And coming from, let's just say, from a role player's perspective, I hate fan fiction role players. Hate them with a passion, because I have to be that character that exists in the world. Let's say one of them was that I've done before, and I refused after that point, was Harley Quinn as one of them. I had to be Harley Quinn. But the other character can be whoever the fuck they wanted to. And I was like, this is bullcrap. I don't like having to take something that's already written, that's already put in stone pretty much, and have to redo it so you can pretty much just act out and make your fantasy character of you fall in love with them. It's stupid. I don't like it. I refuse to do it. Any role playing. That's my line. I don't care if you can pull from the Harry Potter world, but you can't use the characters. The more you know. And there's a lot of us out there that are like that. We 100% feel that way. And again, just like with role playing, fan fiction isn't for everyone. If you hate the original content of the fan fiction and what it's based off of, chances are you're not going to really enjoy it, period. At all. You're not. Not going to happen.
In some cases, the fan fiction community is actually what can keep a fandom alive, though. In certain cases, fan fiction, the art, the stories, the ships, they have caused sort of a new resurgence in and an interest in previously forgotten fandoms, with a push that has had companies resurrect the original works from the metaphorical graveyard. An example of this, honestly, would be Fruits Basket. These are zombie fandoms. They're fandoms that, because of the additional outside work put in by the community with, heavy fan fiction, or sort of this resurgence of wanting to create new art, wanting to create new likenesses to the characters, that they kind of went, okay, hey, there's enough interest, let's bring it back. So that can happen as well.
That's 100% true. I mean, it all comes into a circle. Your fandoms, your cosplayers, your creators of original offset off work, depending on what the character is, artwork, all of that kind of pans in a circle to keep the stuff alive. Because I mean, you know, it's the same way around, let's just say, Netflix and their commercials. All right, you see a commercial of a new show and they pick out specific thing they want you to see that may not be in the show completely, may be coming in later in seasons that we don't even have out yet. But that hooks you to go and watch it. And it's the same thing. It's 100% same thing. It helps it. It can hurt it a little bit. Off-putting it, come on, very strong. But it can help it overall.
I don't feel like most people would is it technically want to dive into fanfics of something that they're looking into, a new manga, a new anime, whatever. My whole goal would not be go find the fan fiction, because chances are you're going to find all of the bad ones that are going to do all of the characters a disservice. They're going to be terrible with their plot. They are going to basically just be this teeny tiny orgy fest between whatever characters that this particular author wants to get their rocks off. And it's not even going to be written well. I love me a
Oh
good
no.
fanfic. I will wade through the metaphorical sewage pile that is some people's writing. I will do that. And I have no issue with grammatical errors or whatever, because I understand sometimes English is not the first language of these authors. I do read with a lot of forgiveness in that aspect. I primarily read Wattpad. But there are some times where I'm like, no, thank you. Because this has gone from, hey, there is potential here, to what were you thinking? Because you took two characters, completely changed them, so they're not even
Mm-hmm.
their same characters anymore, but you called them the same thing and you published it under that fandom.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little outside my wheelhouse. I mean, you want to take a character and you want to extend that character's personality into a completely different scene? I'm all for that. Like, I would love personally to see Sebastian from Black Butler at a beach doing your typical like beach scene with like the bathing suit and the grill cookouts, and the him being awkward
Mm-hmm.
as shit because he doesn't know what to do with the fact that he's in shorts and without a top on, still trying to be a butler. I would die for that. That would make me so incredibly happy as a human being. But do not take Sebastian and make him all sunshine and rainbows and fluttery butterfly things, where he's, suddenly klutzy and forgetful and everything else, where it's like, okay, unless you drugged him, this is not even the same character.
Mm-hmm.
That's my personal line on it.
Oh
I
no, I completely understand. Like, I don't actually read a lot of fan fiction because I'm very biased when it comes to a lot of stuff like that. I mean, especially the some of it's just let's be frank, some of it feels like it's just to get their their socks off.
Oh yeah. Oh
Rocks
yeah.
off, jollies off. I don't even know which way you wanna say it. But I'm on the role play side of a lot of stuff. I'm the, "Oh, I've been role playing for a very long time," and it does shock a lot of the role player partners that I have, that how long I've been doing this. And I guess it shows in my work of how detailed I can be and how lengthy I can get and, more advanced into the world, and it's a whole thing. But there are some that are brand new or have been there a while, and it's like, "Here's a sentence. Here is one sentence."
That's why I
Yes.
don't role play. I'm so bad at doing the whole like back and forth with somebody. I can't. I can't do it.
Well, that's the thing, you have to word it a certain way to where they have a reply. You can't just leave them high and dry, and you get a lot of those that do. There was one recently, and I was like that from but, I mean, it's one of those things where it's just like you have to build the story, and sometimes, like, yeah, I could probably pull out and make a book and probably make millions, but I prefer actually having that partner on the other side of the screen that may not know nothing about me because I keep stuff incognito as it is. I grew up thinking that role play was a dirty thing, and that's just something you do behind a screen. And I still feel that way sometimes, even though I got 2 kids and I have a partner. So it was like, "Oh, you role play? That's so dirty. Is it like porn?" And I'm like, "It can be. You've read a spicy book? I can make it spicy. Wonder. Kill my character. I don't care." You know? And it's really hard to find people out there that are like that because it's always like, "Here are my boundaries, and you can't push these boundaries, and why is your character yelling at my character?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, just go write your own if you're gonna be this way. Bye-bye.
My
I can't."
partner, I'll be reading in bed and he's like, "It's smut again, isn't it?" And I was like, "Shh. Don't you judge me."
Oh, yeah. Oh, he knows, he knows. He's just like and you just gotta look out for you when it comes to stuff like that. Be mindful, don't give people too much information. I mean, if you get to know them for a long time and they become really good friends, and that's great. Some people you need to keep at an arm's length, and that's even the same thing I would assume with fan fiction. Everybody has these accounts because they can just leave them at any point and be done with them. You don't have to know, you don't have to become the 50 Shades of Grey from the Twilight spinoff that was a fan fiction that she changed things. I think she should have just went and wrote her own books, and I think at that point she changed too much anyway. I mean, it became a whole new thing anyway.
And again,
Or Harry Potter spinoff that was from a play. Had nothing to do with the original writer, but the moment they put her name on that book, everyone bought it.
it's definitely one of those things where, if you can find, even when you're wading through everything, I've done it before where I found a really good author that I liked, and I will go read their syllabus and all of their
Mhm.
works and their compendiums if they've had more than one, um, because I want to give them that attention. I like the way they write. I want to be that encouragement because if you're just writing for nobody or you're not getting feedback, you're going to stop writing and then there goes one more good writer. Because not
Don't stop.
everybody is a poet. Not everybody can take something that is already pre-existing and spin it in a way that's new and exciting and different and engaging.
Mhm.
But it's really, really a gem when you find those people that can.
Yeah. And like I said, don't get discouraged if you don't hear back. Or you may hear negativity. It's a thing. You're behind a screen. They're behind a screen. They can say what they want. And then at the end of the day, they can just go, "I ruined that person's day. Yay! I feel so much better about me, even though I'm crap." That's
Which
why
is
every single TikTok, every single time I see anybody's collection, big, small, whatever, manga collection, I always write on there. And I know it's like cliche at this point that I've written it on so many times. I'm wondering when someone's gonna notice this, but they probably won't, and I don't care. No matter the collection, big or small. Here at Manga Mommies, we love to see them all. We do.
Case
I
in
like your
point.
collections.
But
Case in point, she's got a tiny and I got like a medium compared to some of the people that follow us.
I mean, I have a lot of books, but like that much is manga.
Bit of manga. Yeah. I mean, it's just a thing. Don't stop. Keep going.
Bean owns more
You,
manga at this point than I do.
well,
It might be two works, but he owns more than I do.
it's okay though.
Yep. He's got his stuff. His dad reads it too, so he'll
Well,
borrow it
see, the
off his
point of the
dad.
channel isn't to go, look at my pretties. These are my pretties. Like you see, I am going to call out some people on Facebook. Like some people on Facebook do. They're literally like, look at my giant collection. And everyone flocks to them and starts giving them money for more. I mean, that's just that's how that is. They're playing the game at that point. But I mean, I'm here to appreciate manga. I'm here to give y'all information about manga and topics and fandoms and give y'all a chance to maybe if you haven't heard of the manga of the month, go out and try to find it. I think our channel is just a little different. I know I keep saying mine. I'm tired. Cut you out. I'm kidding. Please don't. Please don't leave me.
I'm here against my will. I'm just an accessory to all of this.
She doesn't know what she does for me. Please don't leave me. Please don't.
I'm not going anywhere. But yeah, I mean, I think that there are definitely some interesting fandoms out there. I think that some people should tell us in the comments what their favorite fandom is, or who their favorite author is, or what their favorite genre is, even. What if, it's just, fandoms in general, even if it's not manga.
Yeah,
Like, let
tell us
us
stuff.
know.
I like comics. I like everything. I like video games. Tell me.
Yep.
It's cool.
I'm into quite a bit, and recently it's been a lot of like werewolf shifter romance shit, and I'm fine with that. So I mean, it gets weird over here too.
Hey. I mean, let me see. Last year? No. Around 2020, I learned about the Omegaverse. I got this. Let's go. Send us stuff. I'm
Feels like
not
a
opposed
bop
to
it.
learning.
Twist it,
Bob
bop
it.
it, spin it. Let's go.
Send it. Woo! I mean, like I said, you're doing great. It's fine. Keep going. Don't stop. You don't get a comment? Oh well. Guess what? This is the 23rd episode. We have like one comment on one. That's it. Everything else has been random likes here and there, and maybe some people have joined, and then one dropped off, and then one joined back. So I'm not really sure how that's going. I'm wondering it's because I choked on water. I'm a little concerned on them. Are y'all okay?
She almost died, but she's worried about everybody else.
Well, of course I'm worried about everybody else. Unfortunately, that's a toxic trait of mine. I could be all like bleeding out, and I'd be like, "Is everyone okay? I'm good. Everyone okay?" Very toxic trait.
I know.
But I am like a giant, so.
There's been at least one time where I've just been like, uppies.
Yeah.
Because our chairs might make us look the same height, but it is deceptive.
Oh, this whole room is very deceptive. There's a reason why things are angled the way they are. I'm still pale. Very deceptive. Very tall person.
I am not. I mean, I guess I'm average height.
I'm above average. I wouldn't say like I'm a giant. Oh, wait! No! Okay. Oh my god. Jesus
I
Christ.
think that's literally I think that's the call. That's the room being like flicking the lights off and on the back of the stage like your time is up. Let's go.
Well, no, it's this lamp. This is a very. I'm poor.
All right, let's try this again.
Mhm.
If you made it this far in the episode, we want to say thank you. We couldn't have done this without your support. If you'd like to subscribe and become an official Manga Mommies member, the link will be in the show notes. For the manga of the month, the PDF, copy, or free website is located in the description below. If you feel up to it, like, subscribe, and share our podcast so we can find more people just like you. We hope you have a great rest of your day, whatever time that happens to be, and we can't wait to see you next week.
Stay tuned and thanks for listening.